At the current rate of change, it will take until 2085 for women to reach parity with men in key leadership roles. To learn how we can make progress, I talked to Ruth Ann Harnisch, a philanthropist, investor, and former journalist who was one of the first women to anchor the evening news. Studies have shown that men and women both have the qualities for leadership. It's within us both, but that it's disproportionate in number in terms of the number of men who actually go into leadership positions versus the number of women, which is handful versus men. Why is that?
Have you ever heard the term born leader?
Yes.
I've never met a born leader. I've met born bossy people.
Yes, yes, for sure, for sure.
But true leadership is a set of learned skills and behaviors. It's learning first, as I say, to lead oneself, to learn what one's own values and standards and ethics are, and where one is wiggly, because we have to wiggle in the real world.
Of course.
And then to find, can I read others? Can I tell what they're thinking and wanting? And how do I communicate better with them to understand what their needs, desires, skills, and talents may be? And then how agile can one be? When things are thrown at one, can you be flexible enough to come up with another strategy? How resilient can you be? When life keeps pounding you, you have to be able to bounce back up. So many times the winner is the one who just got up one more time.
So why then, if we're all capable, are men predominantly in the positions? What do you think is holding us back?
So many things, including the human propensity to hire the people we know and love and trust. And so many of us do not have a mixed gender portfolio like the Mission Impossible portfolio.
Right. You're going through the book of people you know.
Players who have skills. And I produce movies. And one of the things I've noticed is stats show that if a woman is in charge of the movie set, a woman director with women producers, there'll be women all represented throughout the crafts. There'll be women in audio. There'll be women who are editing. There'll be women who are doing non-traditional female jobs because women do that. I have noticed also, because I've invested in other minority-led enterprises, they tend to hire their friends and the people they've worked before with, whose skills they know and trust. It's human. And since men, and white men especially, have been in charge of everything forever because they designed all the systems where people who were not white men would contribute their labor at either for free or undervalued wages, it's worked out really well for them to run everything. But things are changing now, and there's more of a demand that they look past the usual suspects. And if you don't have that network, ask other people to introduce you to theirs.
It sounds like the reason we need to get more women and minorities in leadership positions is so that we can bring others up because they hire people like them too, and that will help get us to where we need to be.
It's one way.
It's one way to do it. So I looked at the data. It said gender parity in leadership will take place by 2085. 2085, which is a very long time from now, likely not in either of our lifetimes when you're thinking about it. How do we speed that up? What do we do?
It's happening right now in some workplaces, in some government bodies, in some parliaments, in some legislatures. Right now there's parity. So I say keep working one workplace, one state, one county, one country at a time, because that's how it's going to happen. Nobody's going to flip a switch for gender
and boom, it's going to happen.
Equality.
We achieved it.
How nice. Thank you so much.
Yes.
That's not going to happen. So we have to flip those switches individually.
One at a time.
And it's everybody's job to work on that.
What do we do right now? What steps do we take to help flip one single switch?
Decide which switch you wish to flip. What is your hoped for outcome? What's the result you're looking for? Engineer backwards. Whatever it is, wherever you stand in your ownliness, whatever your opportunities to make opportunities for others, examine what you want to have as your outcome, and then figure out how to get that done step by step. And nobody has a singular idea that is theirs alone, that they alone are responsible for. If it's a good idea, you can make friends for that idea, and the friends will give the idea life and body and effectiveness. You can't do it alone. You shouldn't do it alone. If you're trying to do it alone, you're failing. That's not how we do it these days.
Even when you're looking to grow in your career, you can't do it alone. You need to talk to lots of people.
Right here in this book, personal board of directors.
Yes.
The
FabPab.
The FabPab. I call it a personal advisory board or a personal board of directors, but it's in this book to associate with a variety of people who have a variety of skills that you need to add to your life, and people with whom you can add something to.
For the women watching, there's a lot of young women watching who are out just kind of getting started in their careers. What's one piece of advice you want to give them?
Know who you are and what you want this life to be about. Life is happening right now. So what you are doing today is creating your future. Every decision you make, every action you take is creating the future you're going to live. Do it intentionally.